Hey, Day and Arry, this is Anthony Etman from Guy. Just wanted to pop in and say congratulations on your 100th episode for Windshield Time. Keep up the good work.
Hi, congrats to your 100th episode, Windshield Time, here from Coding Dojo. Thank you.
On behalf of the team at Fresh Chalk, we want to wish you guys congratulations on your 100th episode of Windshield Time.
Hey, Windshield Time, congratulations on the 100th episode. WTIA loves you.
Hi y'all, welcome to Windshield Time. It is Day and Arry, and this is going to be a little bit interesting, very interesting to say the least.
Because we're not in the same room.
Not in the same room.
It's not 11 o'clock at night because I'm awake.
Welcome to the Windshield Time's 100th show, 100th podcast, 100th show. Yeah, it's
raise the roof, raise
crazy.
the roof. So
this is almost like a one-year birthday also, right, Arry, for Windshield Time? Because we never really got to do it back in June, which is a true calendar one-year birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it took us until now to even figure out how to do a podcast when we first started and all that stuff.
There's been constant change going on. And so this is going to be yet another experiment in podcasting and now YouTubing the podcasts.
And having fun with it.
Yeah,
Wink,
exactly.
wink.
Exactly. So we'll do our regular stuff here, or do you want to get ready for Satoshi math here?
Yeah.
Okay. So where are we sitting at? Because I know we're sitting at a pretty good price lately.
Ooh, it went up. We're at $11,700 for one Bitcoin.
Okay, so we'll say $11,700 for the purposes of the show.
And to figure out the number of Satoshis, and remember, Satoshis are to Bitcoin are what cents are to dollars. So you have 100 cents, 100 pennies for every $1. You have 100 million Satoshis for every one Bitcoin. And so to figure out the number of Satoshis that are in $1, you take 1 and you divide it by the 8 decimal places out of the price of Bitcoin. So it's divided by 0.00011,700, and that's 8 decimal places out, and you get 8,500 Satoshis for every $1.
Approximately 8,500 sats per dirty US fiat dollar. Yes.
Because he's cooler.
Am I showing up on your right panel?
No, my left panel.
Oh, your left panel?
Am I showing up on your right or left?
No. So you're on this side of me.
Yeah, and you're on this side of me.
Oh, you know what? We can do.
Oh, can we kiss?
God, oh man! All right. I don't know how far to go though. I don't know how far to go. Actually, if we do like this. Oh, if you do like this and put your hand out of frame, and then kiss your hand.
Okay, ready?
All right, that was an interesting little experiment. Okay, so time date stamp. So it is Wednesday, August 5th.
4:55 p.m.
4:55 p.m. Yes, and I have one of my all-time favorite crypto swag shirts on, which is Kraken Exchange. And
it's the softest shirt ever, right?
It is the softest shirt ever. Yeah, it's got the satin tag, and so it signifies that it's one of the special shirts by Next Level. But the other special thing that happened recently in the last couple of weeks was the hockey team, Seattle hockey team.
Oh,
they were named the Kraken. Exactly, the Seattle Kraken.
So appropriate.
So, yeah, very appropriate. Now Kraken Exchange needs to come back so they can do a sponsorship. And then, yes, long Bitcoin, short the bankers.
This is my favorite crypto swag that we paid for. So because we paid for it, I wear it as much as possible because I want to make sure the ROI on it is good. I'm getting my return everywhere, decreases the cost of each wear. And so this is my favorite shirt from Uncle Pomp.
Exactly. Awesome. Okay. So yeah, definitely show number 100, season 2, episode 38. Season 2, episode 38. Next show will be season 3, episode 1. This is COVID show number 20. And I'm going to drop the COVID designation for the season 3, starting with 101. We'll just say it in the show instead of calling it out in the title, show title. And so it'll make it a little bit more concise.
So are we going to talk about what's special about this 100th episode?
I'm not sure if we want to.
We're just going to let it be.
I think maybe a little bit of creative tension and waiting, 2 more minutes now before 5 o'clock starts. And
I don't know, my stomach is getting into like knots and stuff.
I'm getting a little nervous myself, actually.
I don't know. I should have gotten like a beer or something. I have chocolate. Can I eat while
Sure,
can I have my chocolate
eat.
while I...
It's your show. You're the co-host. So, show number 20.
For all the people that think they like dark chocolate more than milk chocolate, I don't understand what you guys are talking about. Milk chocolate is so much better. It's so much creamier. It has so much more balance. It's so much more satisfying. Dark chocolate is like,
I think it's all sugar.
Yeah, but
Mostly
like dark chocolate, it's like eating coffee grinds.
It's too gritty for you?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I might do a musical feature too. So I believe one person who's going to send in their note to us. I will have a musical feature at the end of this, I think, and it'll be I'll use one of the musical features from Tatiana, I think. At the end.
Look, I gave you a reaction right there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so main thing is that this is the it's a vanity show. It's about show number 100, and while 100 is not a very big number to a lot of podcasters and the Bitcoin space, it is for us. So we're going to duly celebrate it.
We survived. Can you believe we started this when the quinoa was like 7 weeks old? I was still struggling from the C-section that went bad and got infected, and I couldn't even walk. And we were doing those daily trips to the hospital because of the open wound I had. So crazy. And then you were like, we have to do this podcast. And I was like, are you crazy? We just had a baby. Are you kidding me? We're doing a podcast right now. And he wore me down, just like, wearing me down to marry him. I'm joking.
It's an old Korean proverb. There is no tree so big that it cannot be chopped down with enough chops.
And he is the chopper. He is the
Thank you
chopper.
Thank you to the WTIA before we start rolling in. Thank you to WTIA for their continued sponsorship.
Yes, the Washington Technology Industry Association, representing a little over 1,100 technology companies. It's one of the largest technology associations in the United States, creating one collective voice when it comes to benefits, 401ks, talking to innovators and policymakers, and bringing the community together.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you, WTIA, and also Coding Dojo, a small mention for them.
Yeah, Coding Dojo. Want to learn a new skill, become a developer, or be more technical? It's a wonderful house of lots of different short and long different kinds of courses. Definitely check them out, codingdojo.com.
Awesome. And then I am Luggage Donkey. It should show up somewhere on the screen somewhere. If you want to come and find me on Twitter and shout out for any old reason that you want, Luggage Donkey.
And I am at Arry in Seattle.
Awesome. And then I should start showing the handle for Windshield Time. It's Windshield 21. I should start showing that also.
People should ask you, like, why the number 21? You'll have to answer someday.
Yeah,
I wonder why.
that's a good point.
People haven't asked a lot of questions, like, why Windshield Time?
Well, the other podcast that I learned a lot from Marty Bent and Matt Odell is Tales from the Crypt. And so their handle, I believe, is TFTC, Tales from the Crypt 21. And it did take me a while when I started listening to them to figure out why the heck they chose the number 21, in their handle. And so, there you go. Now we know.
Honey, you know what? Going forward, we can do our date nights like this too.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, we can talk to each other.
We can talk to each other. What do you mean?
I don't know. We can have dates. virtually.
We can talk to each other in real life, in person, in the same room.
I don't know, but to change it up, because we're always together. But not really.
Not
Not really.
No. Okay, the anticipation is growing.
Yeah,
5:02. Kind of like when you throw a party and you don't know who's going to show up first, and you're just kind of waiting for that first guest to show up to like
you're wondering,
release the tension.
Do you have security set up where like people can just show up? Ooh.
Hey,
what up, Neil?
what's happening?
Neil's in the house.
Yeah, what's up?
Congratulations, you're our first guest for show number 100.
Yes, nice.
And so many
I'll take it.
congratulations, actually, since we had you on the podcast. The successful raise, Pandera Capital leading, all the great things.
It's quite a journey. When was that? Wow.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey. Yeah. Thanks for making the come on board and time to come on board and celebrate with us.
Yeah, I see that you have cleaned up the studio a little bit behind you there, Day.
Indeed.
Spend all your time doing the episodes, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
December 3rd. December 3rd was when we had you on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
so good guess, you guys.
That's wild.
Seems like it was just yesterday, and then it seems like it was a long time ago. So
I know.
crypto
It does.
years.
It feels like a long time ago. I mean, I'm fortunate to be in the position we're in now versus December. A little more stressful when you're pre-Series A.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, is it a different kind of stress now? It's post Series A. Are you going to be working towards a Series B, or what's this?
No,
like?
fortunately, I don't have to fundraise right now, so that's great. Just focus on growth and sales and scaling up the team, getting aligned and new partnerships and product and features and engineering scale up and all the fun stuff for hypergrowth. So it's a lot of new challenges, and it's these ones are fun, right? I mean, these are all the building challenges. Fundraising, there's just so much uncertainty, so you're just kind of caught in limbo. You might have a product roadmap that requires raising money, but then it's constantly a moving target, so you're just constantly reevaluating your plans every 2 weeks. So
right on.
Ooh.
Hey, Alex
Mashinsky.
And we are hot, by the way.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, episode 100.
Wow.
Really appreciate you popping in to say hi and thank us. I mean, congratulate us.
I'm only on episode 16 myself, so I'm like the junior. I'm not even a junior in college, I'm like just.
Right on.
Hey, Alex, nice to meet you. This is Neil.
Yeah.
Hey, Neil.
Yeah.
I'm with CoinMe.
Good to meet you.
He's part of I guess very closely part of the company that is firsthand experiencing the coin shortage, the coinage shortage in the United States.
That's right. We're a little bit separated from it, which is nice, but yeah, I didn't know that was going to be a thing.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Apparently the mint's working overtime making coins, so I don't know. Seems like a good time to get rid of the penny, but oh well, print away.
Yeah, Neil leads CoinMe, and they have a great big partnership with Coinstar, and so that's why we're talking about coins. Yeah.
Who needs a penny when you can print $1 trillion with just one click?
Right.
Pretty wild.
Yeah. How's everything going with you, Alex? Neil, Alex Mashinsky of Celsius, right?
Yeah. No, I've been tracking Celsius. Awesome. You guys pioneering really on the DeFi and lending and interest. So it's great to see that success.
Thanks for the compliments. We're only as strong as our community, so all credit goes to the people. We just, we got in front of the parade, but the community put the parade in the first place. So we're just enjoying the ride.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Yeah, so this is a real this is a total experiment. Arry and I, threw this together last minute to just see, set up the Zoom call and invite, all our past guests and, see who drops in and whenever they drop in and stuff. So
nice.
Completely informal.
There's a Google meet
Yep.
invite on the invite. So I don't know. There might be some people hanging out in like a Google Hangouts.
Yeah, Apple does that. I don't know why. They like automatically create this Google invite link when it's not. Yeah. So I try to delete it over and over, but hopefully people don't show up to that.
Hey,
It's
look,
showing
they have
up.
their own party, you know.
Surprising that Apple would be pushing it.
Seriously, right?
How's Seattle doing with Corona? How are you guys holding up your own?
Yeah, it's
Fortunate to be technology.
yeah, I mean, most of the tech industry is doing well, and because we're just, now working from home mostly, but there's a lot of politics going on in terms of the right answer when it comes to the pandemic and how we help communities or are not helping communities with various lockdowns. Hey, Mark Mueller-Eberstein.
Hey, welcome to my backyard.
Hey.
Welcome to show number 100.
Yeah, thank you. It's glad to be here.
Yeah.
Before we
Alex, nice to see you too.
Hey, how are you? I was just saying, listen, you're only, 2 hours away from Canada? So
Yes.
worst case scenario, just head north and so you can solve all your problems right there.
No, I don't think U.S. citizens are welcome there still. So
Oh, really?
they're not going to let you over the border. You have to sneak over, I think.
Really?
Even sneaking's hard. They got vigilantes on the border and in the water. So if you go by boat, they'll report you to the Canadian Coast Guard and send you back home. So
But I thought Canadians are very friendly. They do it in a very friendly way, right?
yeah. Will you please go home?
Yes. Just to close out that topic about the Seattle and the whole COVID stuff. I mean, we had, unfortunately, the whole CHOP political drama up there on Capitol Hill, and we were the lucky recipients of a stray bullet from one of the shootings.
Went through a condo.
Through our condo,
Really?
Yeah.
When we rented out, and so just everything that you could possibly imagine and more, I think, to the imagination just is happening. So
you should save that bullet.
Oh, actually, the Seattle PD have it. Crime scene investigation showed up and pulled the bullet out of the drywall.
But we do have the window with a bullet through it.
Oh yeah, we have the broken glass window. Yeah.
Yeah.
Put that on eBay, probably.
Make your own movie. Just make your own movie, like
Leave it to an
activists
enterprising entrepreneur to talk about generating revenue like that. That's awesome.
A desperate entrepreneur trying to find a way to increase revenue.
Yeah, we already monetized your disaster, you see.
Okay, where do I invest there? So winning proposition.
That's right. I'll give you $100.
How is your book doing, Mark?
Which one?
Which one?
Yeah. Oh, we do. So apparently the summer came and went very quickly. No, I haven't really released version 2 or 2.0 of the trust technology yet, but it's on the agenda. I think I maybe get my college student to edit it or something. So who knows? We'll see what we can do.
Fantastic.
But there's so much happening in the DeFi space. When I wrote it in 2018, it came out. It was just we were at a cutting edge. We talked about Maker and DAI and the opportunity to create interest with cryptocurrencies in a different alternative way. And now, of course, Celsius is out there, and so many other things are existing. And it's hard to imagine that that's
just put a tractor on the cover of the book. Just a tractor, and call it farming, and that's it. You're done.
You want to update. Did I hear you correctly? You want to sponsor the second edition?
Yes.
Hey, since I have you guys all on the call and you're all interested in crypto, we are moving forward with the blockchain working group, and we're actually doing some brainstorming sessions with the Washington State DFI to get feedback from the crypto and blockchain community on what we can do to move the ball forward here in Washington State and make it easier for businesses to set up and make it safer for consumers and have that open conversation. So if you guys are interested, please let me know, because I think the first session for the crypto one is coming up this Monday, and would love to also include you on these, just open discourse discussion in, the community. We want this dialogue. And from the WTI and the council, we want this public and private partnership to happen. So if you're interested, please let me know. Just want to throw that in there. Mark, I think you have an invite, but I sent you a couple of emails, and Alex, I sent you an email too, but if you're interested,
I didn't see it. I'm up to date on my email. I didn't see the invite. Maybe I got, what do you call it? I missed it, so send it to me again. But does anyone who offers services in Washington State now? Because I know we were trying and just couldn't get it launched. So does anyone else offer it right now? Interest income? BlockFi? Okay.
BlockFi, we have Voyager.
Just loans or also interest income?
They're doing, I'm pretty sure they're doing the full meal deal. Yeah, I haven't seen any notifications. Yeah.
So you definitely have the attention. The head of the legal department of the DFI just on LinkedIn posted again about Celsius. So I think there's definitely, you're not an unknown. And I'm complaining every time. I said, why Washington State? There's no Celsius.
He posted saying that we need to get a bank license. That's what he posted. He didn't post saying, come talk to us. He said,
that's correct. Yes.
If you ever land in any of my airports here, I'm going to arrest you because you don't have a banking license. It's just sad. It's just sad how he's protecting the monopolistic guys out there. I mean, it's just like, are you serious?
Yeah, I feel very, very protected, and I've told him and others many times.
We want Celsius. We've sent many notes.
Well, they're doing a great job keeping us out. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if the community here can do more to help.
Exactly. Or we got to get the regulators. We got to appoint new regulators.
Well, we're having conversations with the regulators on Monday. So if you want to be around the table and help us provide the right kind of feedback and the context.
Well, the OCC, I don't know if you saw, the OCC basically said they're expecting by the end of the year to issue a federal license. So, so we're not going to need anything from, what's his name? Mr. Nobody Knows Your Name. What was his name? The guy from
Joseph Vincent?
DFI?
Joseph Vincent?
Vincent,
lawyer?
Yes. Tell him that he can take his licensing requirement and shove it.
This is a rated PG, rated G show. Rated G.
We're gonna come to him.
How's that for a working group?
We're gonna come to him with a federal license and pay people in the state 100 times more than what the banks pay them. How about that?
Does the federal license, is it oversee all the MTLs and does it also allow for lending?
It waives all requirement for all MTLs. Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, as we're applying for MTLs right now, we have like 10 applications going out next week. Maybe we should reconsider.
I think you should, you should look at it. I mean, basically they issued the guidelines. They've not issued no one has received any of these licenses, but they issued the guidelines saying that this will be the new service. You'll have a single federal license that eliminates the need for all the other stuff. So it's going to save you a few $1 million,
That's great.
Wow,
I think you can see in Singapore how well, if the regulator understands what's possible and what's with the licensing that's in place since January. But even like with COVID, until recently, you had to be personally in Singapore to open up a bank account. You couldn't even do it remotely, and that's changed now completely. So all of these hurdles have been removed. They said, okay, we're in a virtual world. We have to change it. Here we go.
Christy Minahan. How are you?
What's up, Christy?
Doing good. Sorry I'm late, guys. Just finishing up a call.
If you guys don't know Christy, she's one of the handful of blockchain extraordinaires under the extraordinary visa in the United States. And so she represents and does a lot of technical advisory work and consulting work for some of the biggest companies around, especially in the blockchain and mining space, right, Christy?
Indeed.
One of the few, we were just talking about Canada, so you're one of the few people that actually can cross the border without politely being escorted.
Yes. Perks of being an Australian. Indeed.
Mark, I have to give you many apologies because your show has been in the can waiting to be, released here, published. Yeah. So I profusely apologize. I have a couple of shows like that are still left over from last
We
season.
swore we published it, and then apparently,
know,
I
I know.
don't know. Yeah.
Oh no, that's okay. I'm sure my forecast of the Bitcoin price was right on.
Oh man, how's the the COVID world treating you over there in the east side, Christy?
It's good. I see way too many people still not wearing a mask, which is incredibly frustrating, given, my brush with the virus. And I mean, for Tim, for my partner, he's still not going back to work yet. So it's all running business out of here. Some of the startups I'm working with have also decided to cut their offices entirely.
Mhm.
So, there's a transformation going about. I really like what Microsoft is doing. Microsoft's offering, they pay for half your phone bill now. They pay for your internet bill. So they pay entirely for your internet bill now. They give you a lunch fund, which is pretty cool. You get $10 to $15 for lunch every day, or they have partner programs with DoorDash or Uber Eats, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome.
I'm just building out a healthcare package right now for one of the startups, and so they're looking at, they're not able to compete on salary, as most startups can't, but where they can compete is on healthcare. And so they're doing 6-month parental leave, they're doing fully paid healthcare, but what is really cool is they're now covering the entirety of your internet bill, as well as your phone bill. And they're also looking at, can we partner and cover like lunches or dinners for employees, which is pretty cool.
Awesome.
So,
that's really amazing.
Tatiana.
Yeah.
Looks like we're never going back to normal,
Hey guys, just wanted to say happy anniversary.
one year birthday anniversary.
100
Yes.
years? No, just 1 year. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Do you, you've run into Alex probably a few times out there in New York, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
No?
Hi.
Hi.
Tatiana
Cool.
Moroz. Yeah. Thanks for dropping in and say hi.
All right, well, I'm leaving you now. This is the end of the line, guys. I go to bed at 8 o'clock. I had a little alarm, and I said I got to wake up and say goodnight.
Wow.
Thanks very much for showing up. Yeah. Great to see you.
All right, well, this is the end of the show. On my side, you guys, you keep making that awesome content.
Awesome.
Thanks, Tatiana.
Thank you,
All right,
Tatiana.
Have a good night. All right.
Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next time if we're ever allowed out again. Bye.
Yay, bye.
Ciao.
Oh man. Yeah, so I was saying earlier, but yeah, we literally just, came up with the idea today, sent out a whole bunch of notes and messages and everything.
Thank you, everyone.
Arry did that. Yeah, thank you. I still have to work my day job, but yeah, literally just open up the bridge and, see who drops in and says hi and, trying to make this 100th episode as special as we can. Yeah.
So when do you guys think we are actually being able to realistically get together in person again? I know Alex said probably not Vegas, but I hear Davos, I hear Malta in Europe. They're starting to open up again.
They just canceled CES.
Yeah, CES is gone, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's
but the CFC and St. Moritz, they're thinking they can do stuff in January. So Europe seems to be they're realistically at least thinking about stuff.
They just don't want any Americans there. That's the only problem.
Correct. Yeah. So when are we welcome again?
November 2021. What do you guys think?
And I think vaccine will be here like middle of next year. So after everybody gets inoculated, then I think everything will open up again. Until then, it's just not going to be,
Maybe it'll be, Alex, like maybe it'll be like kind of like that one half of a diminishing, sinusoidal curve. It's just like.
You mean just like our GDP, like our recovery cycle?
Exactly.
Look, I mean, I think we're all getting used to doing everything remotely. I mean, I rarely leave my house here in New York, and I have everything delivered, and so it's just when you get to the habit of that, then you realize that you don't need to travel as much, and you don't and you can do everything virtually, I just don't see how you go back from there, right? How do you go back to traveling 200 days a year or whatever that is? So I think I just don't see us going back to normal. That's why it's such a beef with the with the government bailing out all the airlines and all the hotels and all those guys, because we're not going back to the same. It's never going to be the same. So what are you doing? You're taking all of our money, the citizens' money, and you're spending it on stuff that just delaying the inevitable, right? All those guys have to shrink by at least 50%.
Right. Yeah, anybody who was part of a pandemic last time 100 years ago, none of them are around, and so none of us will be around in 100 years, to remember and live out the way that new normal is right now. Christy, I want to ask you.
Crypto
Go ahead.
Crypto is doing much better than most other industries. So I think we're all we're all doing very well compared to, like, if you had a restaurant, or if you had a shipping business, doesn't matter what business you had, right? If it was moving atoms instead of electrons, you're in deep trouble, right? So I think we all need to find a piece of wood and knock on it.
Exactly.
So
Christy, I did see some tweets, during that time period, and something about a hospitalization and all that. I mean, I don't want to ask you to, give away anything, of course, for good OPSEC, but
Which hospital event?
Oh boy.
You had COVID or something?
Yeah, that was back in, so I got hit with it twice, once early March, once in May.
Wow.
But I went for emergency surgery recently. I think it was about 2 months ago now. It was in June. And that wasn't pleasant, and I'm now stuck with a very expensive healthcare bill that I have to negotiate down because my healthcare provider deemed it as A, non-emergency surgery, and B, they mislabeled it as a hysterectomy, which was very impressive on their part.
My goodness.
And then C, now they're saying, well, you weren't with the right provider. And of course, you can't check. You're not really in a state of mind to choose the hospital that you get driven to when it's an emergency.
Oh, wow.
So yeah.
I'm so sorry. Oh man.
It's fine. I'm actually glad I'm going through this experience because I feel like I need to learn about how bad the US healthcare actually is to be able to build solutions that prevent my engineers from dealing with it. Because this is why I'm working with a company right now that it's mostly a German team and a Japanese team. And, they constantly mock US for their healthcare, and they have every right to. I'm paying first world taxes for a third world experience. And that, that isn't the promise that was given to me when I came to America. And quite frankly, I'm still baffled by the fact that, anyone in the EU can get basic human needs. And in the US, it feels like people still have to struggle for that. So it's a learning process, but
in the US, we confuse having the best healthcare system in the world with the most expensive healthcare system in the world. We definitely have the most expensive one. But,
exactly. Exactly.
But it gets us, at least on some of the statistics, on number 24. I think, like women dying in childbirth and all these kind of things. I think we're at least in the top 30.
My goodness.
You think we could do better?
USA.
Should be better.
Well, Christy, hopefully you're able to talk about that experience and bring some visibility to it, and hopefully get people fired up about a possible solution or a better model.
I mean, I think that tons of people hear how bad the US healthcare system is every day, but correct me if I'm wrong, but number one, you have to clean up the insurance providers because that is a huge scam in its own right. Number two, there needs to be a better education around how the hell you negotiate with some of these insurance providers, and where to watch out for markups. And number three, it's better systems up at the federal level, and that that isn't a challenge I can undertake. But Yeah, there's a lot of mess there. I do think that there is space for companies right now to get really great talent. Like if you can just provide great healthcare, you can get the best talent in the market. It's actually mind-boggling that that can become a sales proposition for engineers.
Right, right.
So
I got to comment. Okay, so Arry, you got something in a second, but I just have to comment the diverse origins of the folks here that we have, in our midst. And thank you very much again for joining. But we got Germany, we got Scandinavia represented, we got Australia, Russia, Korea, U.S. born, Korea born, and so yeah, I mean it's just all over the place, and that's part of the aspect. Part of the aspect of crypto that I love is just the whole global, international aspect of it. You're made in USA, I know.
I'm in the USA.
Yes. I did say Korea, US based.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, a couple of people are pinging me saying they're going to join. So we're going to have Charles Hoskinson joining very shortly. He says he's coming. Yeah.
Nice. What? Yeah, I gotta jump off at 5:30, but I'm happy to say that congrats on the 100th episode, and want to give you any plugs that we can. So I assume you'll send me all the links and things, and we'll be sure to send some Coin Me Love your way.
Yay, Coin Me!
Yeah, shout out to Ryan over there. He's doing some great work with getting the community together. So yeah, I've been in regular touch with him. Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, he's providing an interesting angle on the content and that education, and it's easy to get too complicated with crypto and blockchain tech, but just breaking it down. Hey, did you know you can buy a portion of a Bitcoin? So providing that is pretty cool.
Hey, Neil. Thank you so much, Neil.
All
hey,
right,
Alex.
Thanks, Neil. Take care. Bye, Neil.
Yep.
Bye.
Hey, we have Paulina and Anthony Pompliano. Yay!
What's up, guys?
Can I still say in person, congratulations?
Oh, thank
it's
you.
only a few weeks, right?
Yeah.
They got married, pandemic married.
It's crazy. Oh my God. Yes.
What? I have two questions.
What?
What's the number one thing you guys learned from 100 episodes?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask of marriage, but not too.
Oh, about marriage? There's so many that we've learned. There you go.
Actually, you can do the marriage one, Arry. I'll do the 100 episodes one.
Okay.
Oh, there's so much you can draw from. You got, Dr. Gottman. You got all kinds of great stuff you can draw from. Yeah, he's a national treasure, by the way. Yes, absolutely. And he's based in our backyard. So from the podcast, what I learned is the ability to transcribe meetings into extremely good notes right after the meetings. And that whole heightened awareness of being live, being recorded, being in total public and everything. So I have one-on-ones with my manager nowadays, and then right afterwards, I'll write them up, write up the calls, and I'll just go on and on and on in
awesome.
crazy detail.
Show notes.
Oh my goodness.
Like basically
Dave,
show notes. Yeah, show
I
notes.
have the product for you just for this. It's something I just found, like I'm so over the moon about it. It's called Overdub, and it literally transcribes your Zoom calls, your Google Meet calls. And the best part is that you can actually you can train it on 20 minutes of your voice, and then you can edit the meeting notes in real time. Like, check it out. It's the coolest thing. They're using it on Babak and Naval's podcast. So Nivi and Naval's podcast.
That's right.
It's so cool.
Awesome. But
Wait,
yeah,
isn't Amazon doing it to us with Alexa already? I didn't know we needed that.
This is voluntary.
Yeah, but yeah. So my boss has commented back to me. He says, it's like, yeah, your meeting notes from our one-on-ones, they're like uncanny how like accurate they are in transcribing everything. And so yeah, my listening ability has just gone through the roof. Yeah, I mean, it's just that whole heightened awareness of literally everything we're doing right now. Even it's like everything's live in the public, wide open. It's the DNA of crypto. It's the DNA of Bitcoin, and everything is just that everything's all wide in the open, and basically everybody creates content and gives it away, and it's just a beautiful creature. Yeah,
I completely agree. The crazy part is if you think you're listening when you record it, if you go back and listen a second time, you always find things that you're like, wow, I don't even remember them saying that. Like, how did I miss that, right?
So that teaches you a good lesson for our arguments.
You're newlyweds. You don't argue.
I can try to transcribe and take notes.
Oh,
Okay, Arry. What have you
marriage.
learned from marriage? Yeah.
I think it's really and I think maybe Alex or Mark, you guys might have other marriage tips.
Good toss off. Look at that. She just handed off the baton so easily. Here
But
you go.
I would say
Here you go,
pick your
Mark.
battles. Pick your battles. Because at the end of the day, they're not really worth it, right? Like a lot of them are not worth it.
Yeah, like yesterday. That's a good one.
Look, I think Stanford did like 20 years worth of research to find the main cause for divorce. And they finally nailed it down. I don't know. Did you read about it?
No.
Yeah, it was marriage. That was the main cause.
So quick with the wit always. I love it. I love it.
So,
How long has it been now since you guys been married?
Oh, a whopping 3 weeks.
Congrats.
There's a guy, Jim O'Shaughnessy. I went to lunch with him earlier in the year, and he's an older guy. Been married for like 30 plus years.
Okay, he's not that old.
He's almost 70.
Is he really?
Yeah. He's definitely older. And so I asked him, I said, what is your best piece of advice? And he goes, I'm going to tell you something that you wouldn't expect, but I promise this is a good piece of advice. He said, take out a piece of paper, put a line down it, and on the left side, write the things that are absolute showstoppers, like we're getting divorced if any of this happens. So he's like,
Physical,
cheating, physical abuse, whatever, right? He's like, and make sure that list is as short as possible. He goes, and then on the right side, you don't have to write anything, because if whatever happens isn't on the left side, it at the end of the day doesn't matter, right? So he's like, that is the best piece of advice I have. And then I asked a bunch of people, and like 2 or 3 other people said the same thing. I was like, oh, if I keep hearing the same thing, like maybe that's actually a good piece of advice.
Yeah. The first question I would have asked, 30 years married, but to the same partner.
These days you got to ask that. Yes.
Oh, so I got to tell you guys, I'm so tickled again to have Alex and Pomp on the show here, because that show that you guys did together that is apparently wiped off the internet. I don't know what happened there. I don't know. I can't find it nowadays because I wanted to share it. I know it's that elusive first season that is a little bit dicey sometimes on being.
That was the episode that started all of this, where like Day was like, "I'm in love with Alex Mashinsky, Pomp," and they're like, "Oh my god!" Yeah, like
Listen,
that was a show.
I think it was 2 months ago. I took my son, went running in the park, and I bumped into Pomp and Paulina. They were just walking in the park, and this was like at the height of COVID, right?
Yes.
And just the fact that we're in New York, we're not leaving, we're not going anywhere, right? I mean, it tells you the people that have a backbone, that these are the people also going to build this industry, right? Because all the people that ran out of town, that gave up their apartments, that are like, I'm never going back to New York. Great. Wow. What are you going to achieve in your life if you're running away from any kind of trouble? Right. So just again, kudos to everybody who's still in here fighting it out.
Yeah. You probably couldn't find it because this is under Blockworks, right, or Off the Chain or something.
Well, I think I know what it is. Is the first, I don't know, 50 to 100 episodes, somewhere in there. We were using Libsyn to upload everything, and then we switched to Megaphone. And so it looks like if you play around on Google enough, you can find some of them. Okay. But I'm wondering if that's what it is. So now you got me thinking that we're missing out on all these downloads. I want to go find it. Wait a second here.
Seriously,
the long tail is incredible. Like people, I'll randomly have an episode that I did 6 months ago, and all of a sudden somebody will tweet it, and bam, it'll explode, and you're like, another 20,000, 30,000 downloads. You're just like, what the hell? Where'd that come from?
Monster levels of downloads. But yeah, it's like that show you did with Travis in the first season. I probably listened to that 4 times, and then the show with Alex. The Alex one really, really crystallized it because it was like, here's a guy who was there in the beginning of Voice over IP, the grandfather of VoIP, like we like to say, Alex. But you know, same background.
Thanks for making me really
Internet.
that old. Thank you. I appreciate it.
But like the whole networking background and everything, wide area networks, voice over IP, and then all your stories about going to Japan with the first soft switch and all that stuff. I mean, it was just, I was like, this guy is right there. He is right there with me, you know. And so it was just Brent.
Crypto Bly.
Crypto Bly, yeah.
Where's there? You
Nice
are.
Hey, what's happening?
Oh, I miss you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, appreciate it. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, Crypto Bly, Brent Lyman here. He was a advisor over at CoinMe for a bit there, and so went on the crypto journey. And he's been a kind of an independent analyst and I don't know, stock player, I guess you could say, for most of his life, and then decided to pop into the crypto world for a little bit. And so he was one of our awesome guests that we had. It's actually with Matt Case, Drinking Not Driving. We were down at the iHeart studio and doing some awesome analysis.
Hey, Charles Hoskinson.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you.
Hey, Charles.
Hey, Pomp. Hey, Alex.
You
Hey,
guys
Brent.
have such great backgrounds. We're just kind of like the worst.
Yeah,
I envy Mark's out of everybody. Mark is sitting outside. He's
Yeah, he's smart.
Yeah, my office. This is my home office, so right outside is my sunroom.
Oh,
nice.
I have a real office, and then I decide which angle of the house I want to look at in the backyard and so on. So I change perspective and get a different perspective on life all the time. And it's definitely, it's like, I think the last time most of us met was in Vegas in October last year, I think, at the same place. So
oh yeah.
it has been a while, yes. Yeah, it has been a while, for sure.
Where's the Bitcoin baby, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh, he's out there.
Oh.
I love how you guys both point opposite directions.
Bring him in, and that'll be the end of the show. Maybe at the end, we'll bring him in, the Bitcoin baby.
12 months old now?
15 months old. He's walking. He's like eating, and he says like 3 words. Like mama, mama.
Wow.
He's human.
Yeah, he's adorable. He sleeps great. He's like the dream baby. When are you guys gonna make the Pomp and Paulina baby?
Can we trade, Arry? Can you take the feathered baby and I'll take your baby?
Oh, I love the feathered baby.
That is such a cute macaw. I've actually been thinking about getting one.
He is a terror. He spends his whole day. He's only 3 months old, and he spends his whole day terrorizing me. So he's heard me talking, and now he's decided he's going to come downstairs.
Oh.
And you are a terror.
Oh my God. Oh, I need one.
No.
You do not need that in a New York City apartment.
No, these guys are, they're terrorists. He's just started speaking as well. There he goes.
Holy fly!
Yep. So he will spend about 16 hours every day just terrorizing you. He wants to play all the time. He doesn't understand video conferences, and he's starting to pick up words. So
Bitcoin. People like Bitcoin.
he does. He's picked up Ethereum from the other Makor I have, so he knows that word.
That's awesome, Brent. I mean, don't want to give everybody a little bit of airtime here. How you been doing?
I'm good. I missed the crypto world, but we are heads down on this project, and we've done a lot in 6 months, and everybody doesn't know it here, but we're working on an insurance tool so that you can actually shop for car insurance while you're inside a dealership. So we've been heads down on it. We've got just about everything developed, and we go to market in a couple of months. So
that's awesome.
It's been a lot of work. Yeah. So having fun.
Oh, I bet.
Being able to do that and be productive and everything while a global pandemic has been going on is pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. And watch the markets. That's been an enjoyment.
Ooh,
yeah. Your friend when you're a trader.
Yeah, the V-shaped market. Yeah.
Crypto market. Yeah. How's everything going with you, Charles?
I'm tired. we just launched Shelly, and it's been a rough launch, but we got it done.
Congratulations.
Yeah. It's like crypto constipation. It's glad to finally get that out. But but levity aside, it was 5 years in the making. We had to put everything into it, and it was too big of a launch, too much stuff to concern with, too many moving pieces. And if we could do things a little differently, we would have made it smaller chunks. But we got it done, and all the metrics look great. We already have 700 registered stake pools, and we'll probably hit 1,000 by August. And by the end of August, the exchanges are coming along. We should have full liquidity back probably the next week. Most of the tail will be done by this Friday, and we're just digesting that launch. And then after that, it's right on the road to native assets and smart contracts. So it's great to see the research in action. It was a really big moment for Duncan and for Agalos in particular, because they kind of had to design it from first principles. And so we had to go from the spec to the code to actually deploy it. And it took years to see that all the way through end to end. And then in terms of Agalos, I mean, he basically wrote the protocols and came up with the whole science of proof of stake in a secure, rigorous manner. And again, to see that go from whiteboard to reality, it was a very humbling and satisfying moment. A little bittersweet, lost a lot along the way, but it was fun to get through. So we're glad to be done with it, and we're glad to be looking on to the next major step of the project, smart contracts. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's awesome. I got to say, so I was watching the broadcast from Bitcoin Magazine, and Jimmy Song was the, one of the first co-hosts of that day. And they were having some difficulty connecting the Zoom with a guest in Lagos. And he kept on popping in and out, video freezing, all that kind of stuff. And Charles, your comment about, taking a while to like get it done and get it out. With all those technical difficulties on Zoom, Jimmy Song made the comment, "Oh, this must be what it's like to work on Ethereum." He was just so natural. It just so natural, just kicking him down to the ground. It's like,
Well, I mean, they're just learning how peer-reviewed research is hard. They've had 7 delays, I think, this year for various different things, and then they've been trying to get F2 out since 2018. I mean, it's just writing really scalable protocols that can work with 1 billion users, and the incentives are correctly identified and aligned, and they can survive Byzantine actors is super hard work. And there's only a few people in the world that are really good at it, and they move in the progress of months and years, not days and weeks. And so we as entrepreneurs, we like to move like today, get it out today. But science takes its time. The whole world is learning that with like the development of a vaccine. We're all stuck at home, and quarantine has devastated the global economy. Yet you can't tell these vaccine manufacturers to like push a button and magically it arrives. They still have to go through the peer review process and the review process to get to a point where they have something viable. And they've removed every notion of bureaucracy, even mass manufacturing unproven vaccine candidates, just so that they're available. It still takes a year. So we tried to accelerate the process as much as humanly possible. Ethereum decided not to follow it in the beginning, which is why it blew up in their face. And then they had to regress back to it and add more rigor along the way. And it even forked the project. So they had different teams, like the Casper guys, Casper Labs, thinking about things differently. So they finally got to a decent place, but it's taken them quite a bit of time to get there. And then they have to write the code. And that's a whole different set of challenges. And they're starting to discover the need for formalism. Like the other day, I saw them something using TLA plus, and they're saying maybe we should use formal methods or something like that. They're like, yeah, you don't say there, V. So we're glad they're finally starting to converge to a good development flow, but it's not easy. And anybody who's done it, they've had to deal with these tail problems, and they've been persistent. Gives you a lot of respect for Satoshi. A single person, nobody knows, no incentive, no economic value, just working for years probably before the protocol came out to invent a completely new field of computer science, and new protocols. And it worked on the first try. In 10 years, it scaled to a global system. That's a 1 in a billion type of a deal, certainly worth a Nobel Prize.
Oh, absolutely. And for you couple of guys who joined, thank you for joining our 100 episode show. Again, an experiment in podcasting. That's the other thing that I learned is that no matter how much you change in the format and what you do, I swear I've done 100 different formats and 100 different shows on how to get this show produced and, playing around with all the software and everything.
And he actually produces it all by his lowly self. I just show up.
I'm taking a big cue from the world of get it done versus get it perfect, and getting it done is a lot more important. Yeah.
But once you start to learn how all the software works, it almost becomes boring, right? Then you got to go figure out what another piece of software does, or what's some new type of format, and that's the only way to keep it interesting.
Exactly.
100 is a lot.
100
People don't
is-
realize how much 100 is.
We were doing 2 shows a week for the first several months too, and I don't even know.
And we
now
had a
looking back-
baby. We had just had a baby. He was 7 weeks old.
Yep.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah. I mean, so you guys are in basically, in Manhattan-ish and like in an apartment together
Quarantined.
all day.
Yeah, very small apartment, may I add.
Thank God for love.
Yeah.
we go for a daily walk, and the way that I describe it to people is the last week of March and the first week of April, for 2 good weeks walking around. Alex is here, he'll probably tell you too. It literally, I turned to Plano at one point. We were on a walk at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I said, this had to be what the Great Depression felt like.
It was bad.
I mean, every business was shut. There was nobody on the street. It was like weird if you were outside, kind of like that feeling like after almost like a natural disaster or something, big rain or something.
A big rain.
And then I saw the first guy with a suit, tie, and briefcase in maybe right after July 4th.
Oh.
I remember I looked at Plano and I was like, oh, I forgot that people wear suits, ties, and go to work. Because, you're used to seeing thousands of people on the street, but after not seeing them for even just, 3-4 months, you literally get used to nobody on the street. And now that it's started to pick up a little bit, you kind of are like,
today
it's busy, but you then think back and you're like, this is nothing compared to what it used to be, but it feels busy.
Today we passed 3 people, and he was like, oh my God, it feels weird now to have people close to me.
You're out there in basically like a whole bunch of land, Charles. I mean, just kind of like out there, I think, right?
I got 50 acres, but what's beautiful about this farm is it's right outside of Boulder. Actually, let me show you guys.
What?
So that's the outside, and it's just a beautiful property. But I'm only 5 minutes outside of Longmont, and about 15 minutes outside of Boulder, and then I'm 30 minutes from Denver International Airport, and about 30 minutes from Denver. So I can get anywhere I want to go. Yeah, I fly to Japan, and from DIA, I can fly to Frankfurt from DIA, so I can go to Europe and so forth, and Asia. But I live on a beautiful 50-acre farm, and I got the donkeys and horses and chickens. So I have farm friends.
I know about donkeys.
How about donkeys, huh?
Luggage donkey, my handle. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, I can show you guys around the farm. Let me see if I can get this to work on my cell phone, and I can show you my horses and donkeys. How about that?
Oh, yeah.
For a second.
Hey Brent, so I gotta ask you. So I mean, I know you track the markets pretty close, and you're seeing it. The same thing that everyone else seeing is the big, massive V recovery that we had in one sector of the economy. I mean, what are you thinking that is going to happen here going forward?
I think the S&P is going to go to 4,000.
S&P's going to go to 4,000?
4,000?
That's down, right? Or is that up?
No, that's up. So it's so funny. I track the markets a lot more closely, but then Arry gives me that nice breath of fresh air with respect to, I guess, sanity and trying to not be all about markets and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Pew! Hey, Laura Malcolm just showed up. She's the CEO and founder of Givenkind, which is a seed stage startup here in Seattle. And you've been doing a lot of good stuff. Thanks for joining us, Laura. And Charles is about to show us his 50 acres of farm and donkeys.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the barn. It was built in the 1880s. It was originally a turkey barn, and I got some horses right here. So I got 2 horses, Jameson and Misty. So whenever I'm having a dry year, I just pet Jameson. I really Miss the whiskey.
Jameson whiskey.
Okay. Well, this is the first horse. Come here, Misty. Come here, girl. You gotta stand by that propane tank. Uh-huh.
Oh,
Here we go.
I love horses.
Yeah, and then over here is Jameson with the mini donkeys. Oh, you guys are gonna love the mini donkeys.
Oh, the mini donkeys.
So that's a mini goat right there. See the little mini goat?
Oh.
And then I'll show you the mini donkeys.
What breed is Misty?
She's a quarter horse.
Oh.
I was gonna get. There's Jameson.
Oh, hi.
There's one of the mini donkeys.
Oh my
goats.
God, so tiny. What?
Yeah. Hey boy. And here are the donkeys.
My people.
Your people. Oh my God, they're so adorable. Oh my God,
small.
Oh.
Crypto shows
They're
not
well
complete
trained. They'll
without
come up
farm
to you.
animals.
And of course, I got the chicken coop over here.
They're living their best life.
Yes. Do you have fresh eggs every day? That's my
every single
fresh
day.
Eggs are the best thing in the world. After having fresh eggs, store-bought eggs are just no bueno. What are we eating, guys?
Here they are. Hey, girls.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so we just put them in for the day, but normally they're free range. So they just run around the farm all day long. And basically we clear out the eggs when we put them inside, and we get a few eggs every day. So I at least get an omelet, sometimes more.
Wow. We should go visit Charles.
Yeah.
Party
Yeah,
at Charles. I want to go to Charles's place and pet the donkeys and eat eggs.
Charles
And
is ready for quarantine.
And hug Charles. I'll hug Charles and Miss Marbear.
Everybody gets an acre, 50 people. Everybody gets an acre.
We'll be socially distanced.
Charles and Christy, we got like half a zoo. We're almost there.
Christy with a parrot.
With many parrots, yes.
Okay, so let's finish out with Brent, and then we can go down to Laura.
So my land goes all the way to the trees there.
Oh, nice.
Whoa.
Wow.
Very nice.
Goes to that side. That's my garden over there.
Whoa.
And then some of my tractors are over there. And I just
Really?
bought a Massey Ferguson.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. You don't ever have to leave home if you don't have to.
Yeah, I can just do whatever the hell I want to do. Yeah, it's quarantine hasn't been too difficult. My office is just a few minutes up the street, and it's a nice little office in Longmont. So I bring people there, and whenever I just get tired, I come here and sit in the garden and just drink coffee.
Right on, right on. So Brent, yeah, so I'm looking at the S&P 500 right now. It's at 3327, so 4,000, on the S&P 500. You there? Oh, we can't hear you.
Brent has no sound.
The pattern, the chart
Why is it
pattern on
cute?
this is just phenomenal.
Anyway, guys, I got to drop off. But thanks for
dropping in.
having me on your show. Congrats on the 100 episode, and we'll do it again. When you're ready, we'll do another episode.
Let's get you operational. Let's get you operational in Washington
All
State.
right.
Washington.
All right, guys.
Thanks,
Have a
Alex.
good night.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Alex.
take care.
Good night.
Alex.
Same here for me. I got to drop off and run to my next meeting. So
So the old
pleasure to see
Colt-
everyone. Have a
Thank
great
you,
one.
Christy.
Thanks, Christy. Great
Good
to see you.
night.
Cheers. Bye.
So this is a 1955 Oliver, and over here is a 1962 Casey tractor.
Wow, they look like they're alive with eyeballs and a happy face.
Right? Yeah, the original owner gave it to me. He was in his 80s when he sold the farm, and he said, "Hey, I'm just going to leave the tractors on the farm. Is that okay?" And I said, "All right."
That's a score.
Yeehaw.
It's a serious score.
I got a John Deere as well out of it, but that damn thing is so hard to fix. That's why I got the Massey.
Mm.
Right on, right on. Brent, is your audio back? Oh, no audio.
All right. Well, how about we go to Laura? How's Laura? How's life? Thank you
Life's
for joining.
good. I didn't know we were doing farm tours, or I would have stood in a different part. I'm out at my mom's property where they're also miniature animals and chickens and taking advantage of a beautiful day. So we got to do all we can. We're good. Given Kind is growing. Got another one of those investor updates coming your guys' way, and
Awesome.
we're just being impactful in the time of current times. People need to organize support more than ever, and they're doing it on Given Kind. So big uptick. We've had to do some math in the last week. There's been a huge rash of new baby pages. So we did some backwards counting and figured the last holiday season, Thanksgiving to Christmas, is kicking in. So we may see more of those, but we launched some integrated meal delivery ordering with Grubhub about 2 weeks ago. So made that really easy. When you sign up to support someone on their care calendar, you can just a couple of clicks and have a meal delivered. And then we launch a partnership with a Seattle company, Tango Card, in another 3 weeks or so, and we'll completely redo, Arry, I think we talked about this a lifetime ago, redo the way that people send digital gift cards. Gonna make it super easy. So all the pieces are kind of coming together, and it's good stuff.
Awesome. Congrats.
You do one of the best investor update letters, every month that comes through. And so, yeah, again, full disclosure, Arry and I are, angel investors into Given Kind, but you do such a fantastic job of keeping us, informed of what's going on. So yeah.
Female founders. Woohoo.
Thank you. Well, thank you. I think my team wonders why I say for 2 days. I'm still working on those updates, but it's important. It's a look back, and I think it gives you time to reflect on everything you accomplished and get some numbers down on paper and what we said we were going to do this month, and it's good. It's a good use of time. Keep everybody updated, and man, time's just going by quickly though. Can't believe you guys are on your 100th episode. Is that what this is?
Crazy.
Number 100.
There are great hairs popping out. Yeah.
Happy. Well, is that the podcast or the quarantine or the kids or the startups or what do we blame the gray hairs on?
Life experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm embracing it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well, congratulations, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Hey guys,
seeing you.
I promised Paulina that we would go eat at 9 o'clock, and it's now 9:01, which means I'm in trouble. As you guys know,
this was a treat.
Thanks so much for making time, you guys.
It's not dinner time, it's happy hour time. I'm waiting.
Start with a glass of wine.
Mark, you're speaking my language, but first we got to eat. Paulina,
I think our happy hour area is somewhere over there with the wine barrel and so on. So that's next.
I see the impact of, what do they call it, hangry? We're not going there.
No, please. No, that's not a good thing.
All right, guys. Bye. Congratulations.
Bye.
See you, Pomp. Thank you.
you.
Yep. See you soon.
Bye, Laura.
Bye, Laura. Are you taking off, Laura? Okay.
Was she waving? Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
See you, Laura. Audio check on Brent. Double settings.
Now.
Oh, there you are.
Yay, Brent is on.
Awesome. So 3,200, 3,300 on the S&P, and you're seeing 4,000 in the future, huh?
Yeah, that's my opinion. I mean, you should ask Pomp. I mean, he's got a better connections than I do, but I've talked to a lot of CIOs and I've talked to a lot of people, and I mean, we've got a lot coming as far as bankruptcies and forbearance and evictions, and there's a lot of bad things out there, but there's been so much money that's been pumped out there that people don't realize how much dry power is on the sideline, especially from a professional standpoint. So I don't see it stopping. Especially if they're going to come around with another round of checks and they keep the PPP money alive, and they, do another round of that.
I'm biased because I just got into some TQQQ calls for January 2022. And so it's just kind of like dipping a toe in basically and having some skin in the game. But, just kind of racking my brain over, you know, the massive rise that we've had over the last few months here. And I mean, the trend is just going up, you know, and it's like taking pauses. It took a little pause the last couple of weeks or so, but it just seems like it just really wants to keep going. And the bullish sentiment is massive. Yeah.
Wants to keep
Yeah,
going
I
up.
mean, there's so much money that was put in the market, and you know, it reminds me back of the late '90s when you had a whole boom of retail traders come in the market. You've got the same thing going on here. You got millennials stuck at home; they can't go out and do anything. So what are they doing? They're buying up stocks and playing and learning options. And I mean, you can jump on YouTube and learn everything about trading in about 2 weeks versus what we used to do, which is the hard way for, used to take a couple of years of taking the pains, but now you can learn just about everything you want online in 2 weeks. And that's what people have done. And
yeah,
I don't think it's going to change. We've made a pivot in the world and people need to realize it. It's a digital pivot. I'm concerned about social inputs and how that affects the society going forward. Right now, you're not having that simple conversation with a clerk or that connection with your waiter or waitress or your local bar or friends and family and all that stuff. So it's just social inputs are the longer that they're not there, something's going to change. And if you go back to the early 1900s, similar circumstances changed. So it's just super interesting. And yeah, I mean, my opinion, it's going to take off. There's going to be a huge boost in risk on assets as people chase alpha, especially the professionals. And then at the end of that, it's going to be bad, probably really bad.
Right.
And it may be something else, that pops up. We don't know, but yeah, if you look at inflation adjusted values of the market, we're back to where we were. And we're not even near where we were in 2000. So we've got a lot of room to run and a lot of dry powder on the sidelines right now.
Yeah, I get a kick out of that Bitcoin stimulus Twitter handle that calculates the USD value of the Bitcoin that was purchased for $1,200, earlier in the year. It's already up to $2,000.
Yeah, 50% return.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I'm getting a signal from Arry. Was that Arry?
Well, before we land the plane, I really want to know what Charles thinks about what was just said because, I love Charles's brain. What do you think?
If I was a trader, I'd live in a different place than a farm. We do have a quant and we do a lot of data analysis and sentiment scoring about where the crypto markets are at. I mean, within our own markets, Bitcoin is king. And if it goes up, it tends to drag everything along. If it goes down, tends to drag everything along as well. And the ultimate question is Bitcoin complementary to the S&P 500 or other metrics, or is it countercyclic, where basically it's the hedge, like gold has traditionally occupied? So if we believe it's the hedge, there's no doubt we're headed for a depression. After the stimuluses end, we're not going to get a V-shaped recovery. We're going to get a very deep recession that hits. Everything's just kind of hanging on for a little bit, but that can only sustain itself for 6 to 9 months. I mean, people tend to forget, that the Great Depression officially began in 1929, but we had another major recession in 33 and 1938, and that's what made the Great Depression the Great Depression. And so the same thing is probably going to occur with COVID. You have all these businesses that have yet to fire all their people or have yet to fold because they have reserves. And if the economy doesn't immediately improve, then those reserves will run through. And then there's going to be a huge wave of layoffs, which will cause all corporations to get more conservative with their treasury. And then what are they going to do? Well, they're not going to spend as much money, which causes an even deeper recession. And then you have this negative feedback loop that just is really nasty and it accelerates towards a global depression. The other problem is that commercial real estate is done. All these people are realizing they don't need to send people to New York to do their job. They don't need to send people to Chicago. So these large cities are going to take a mammoth hit, and that'll create a second wave of cascading failures inside the system. So this is the big one. Peter Schiff and Woods and Paul and all these other guys for a long time were talking about some form of event which would push the economy beyond the state of repair from the printing press. And we've already printed $6 trillion, and that was a drop in the bucket. So they can't really do that again. And if they try, it's only going to make it worse. And within 6 to 9 months, we should see the economy start tanking. So then the question is, will Bitcoin be the safe harbor, or will that be just like the S&P 500? Will it go down? We saw it actually go down in March when it became clear that the world was shutting down, but then it quickly went back up, and now we're at 11K. If it's the safe harbor, then it's going to be alt season, crypto season, plus. We could see 100K Bitcoin, and we could see $5,000 Ether, and you can extrapolate from there. If it's going to run with the economy as it is, then we could see 1K Bitcoin or lower. Just depends. And I have no clue what direction it's going to go into. But I don't think it's going to stay static. I think it's going to go either way up or way down, but there's no middle ground here. That said, if you look at retail investment metrics, if you're under the age of 30, you're significantly more likely to own a cryptocurrency than a stock or bond. And that's only strengthening. Furthermore, investor loyalty with cryptocurrencies tends to be significantly higher than any other asset class, amongst the people who track these things, like the McKinseys of the world and so forth. So the long-term horizon prospects of crypto is extremely strong and extremely competitive to the traditional market. And there is a lot of dry powder that is entering the market looking for alternative returns, like staking coins. You get 5-10%. With the traditional economy, you have negative interest rates. Like, when is the last time we've seen a bond with a 6-7% yield that's not junk? Yeah. So this is a good indicator that our space is more attractive, especially for retail money. So that probably will result in a large amount of capital entering the space. And then, of course, protectionist Wall Street will show up, and then suddenly we'll have all kinds of new regulations that are insane to try to protect the incumbency. So we'll deal with that when the time comes. But I guess the concise way of answering the question is, may we live in interesting times. We certainly are.
What a time to be alive, indeed. Yeah. What a time to be alive. Mark Mueller-Eberstein, final thoughts? We'll give you the floor to close out the show since I lost your show.
I think Brent and Charles put it quite nicely. I think we are really living in interesting times. I mean, if Bitcoin hits $100,000, the question is, what can you buy for it? A 50-acre farm or a pound of tomatoes? I think we are, as he says, I think Charles put it quite nicely. I think we are in interesting times. I think Ray Dalio put it quite nicely. It's like there's so much money right now that is trying to figure out how to preserve wealth. And what are the assets? Is it Bitcoin? Is it Ethereum? Is it gold? Is it farms in the middle of nowhere? Is it, I don't know, if we're going bear hunting here or something? I don't know. It's it really is. I'm very open to suggestions what it is. And I think so are a lot of other people. But the world of 2022 will not look like the world of 2019. That's for sure. And may we all get through this as peacefully and as healthy as possible, I would say.
Amen.
As individuals and as societies.
All right,
Absolutely.
everybody.
Awesome. Thank you again, Charles, for joining.
100. Yeah. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations again.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you. Guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
See you, Brent. Yeah. Thanks, guys. All right, Arry, we did it.
Can't believe it. It's really good to see them. I really, really wish I could hug them, every one of them. I really do miss them.
I know it. All right, awesome. Well, let's see how the show shows up in the recording, and we'll get going. So,
thanks to everyone.
Get our childcare done. Oh yeah, thanks to everyone for joining and spending your time with us. Yes.
Yeah, thanks to everyone for being on the journey with us. 100 shows in, yay! And we'll get better and better at this as we go through and go through this journey and share with you. Hopefully, this session was really informative and maybe heart-touching, because it was really heart-touching for me just to hear all these different voices and see how they're living and what they're doing. And don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share. Yeah. Together we rise.
Be nice, y'all.
Bye.
Congrats, Arry and Day, on your 100th episode of the Windshield Time podcast. It's exciting to see you hit such a meaningful milestone in an industry where longevity isn't a common trait amongst many endeavors. It's been an exciting time in the world of digital assets, as the doldrums of Q2 have given way to the volatility we've all grown accustomed to and have fondly missed. Given the global macro climate, this certainly feels like prime time, and it'll be fascinating to see how that plays out through the end of 2020.
Hello everyone, my name's Matt. I'm looking here on the crypto Twitter, and my good friends at Windshield Time celebrating 100 episodes. 100 episodes? Is it really? Congratulations! I remember when you had like 2 episodes, and I've learned a lot over the years of listening and participating in Windshield Time. And one of the smartest things that you guys got me in on was the Plus token. And I want to thank you so much for hipping me to Plus token. I've made a lot of money on that Plus token. You guys are doing a great job over there. Yeah, and congratulations to the Lentil riding a bike. Yeah, on his just 2 wheels, right? No training wheels, nothing. I love that. I saw that video. That gets a like as well. All right, I got to go dump some more of my Plus token. Thank you guys and congratulations. 100 episodes, seriously.
I didn't want to give any of my money to a nation based on war. I wanted to be free, nothing holding me back from where I want to go. I thought about it. What was the choice that I made? It was you take away the money, don't give up your money, use Bitcoin whenever you pay. Use Bitcoin whenever you pay. I didn't want to waste any of my time working for the government. I wanted to be kind, open up my mind just like an instrument. I thought about it. What was the choice that I made? It was you take away the money, don't give up your money, use Bitcoin whenever you pay. Use Bitcoin whenever you pay. What a little crypto can do. No longer a slave. I don't have to work until the grave. So many times I tried to myself that we didn't have a chance. Nakamoto came along with more than a song, gave the labor back to man. I thought about it. What was the choice that I made? It was you take away the money, don't give up your money, use Bitcoin whenever you pay. Use Bitcoin whenever you pay. Use Bitcoin whenever you pay. Thank you.
All right. Welcome to Windshield Time, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. This podcast is non-technical, fun, informative way to learn about money, Bitcoin, blockchains, crypto, and digital assets for busy parents and working folks who are curious about these new technologies. Day, Arry, and their guests talk about these evolutionary systems of money and what they do, y'all. Because what part of your life does money not touch? This podcast is not financial advice, and your reactions are your total and complete responsibility, y'all. Now, thanks again, and enjoy the show.
I'm right here. All right. Ready?
Mm-hmm.